I'm not willing to do anything to get out of debt.
I always get questions as to why I have so much credit card debt. This is it.
How to buy houses with credit cards. I know it sounds crazy, but I tell the seller that I'm paying with cash, and then I transfer the money from my card into my bank account.
Okay, credit card usage is getting out of hand everywhere. People are just running up credit card debt and they're thinking, oh, because it's secure and they're getting reward points. Well, that's not the case. That is truly not the case, because what I'm seeing on TikTok and people expressing how they use credit cards, you're gonna be extremely shocked at the things that people do with credit cards. Before I get there, guys, please take the time to hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and when you help, I will certainly get there. Let me start with the first video, which is a ridiculously insane shoe fetish.
I always get questions as to why I have so much credit card debt. This is it. I'm spring cleaning my apartment and I did something incredibly stupid. I must be a masochistic little idiot because I realized that I am literally the woman who lived in her shoes. I counted and there are 60 pairs. It takes up literally the entire area space of my bedroom floor. And for reference, this is about 6 feet right here. This area, it's like 6 feet across. So if you ever wondered why my savings account is basically empty and I have 5 figures of credit card debt, this is it right here. Ignore the noise, there's construction going on in my building, but this is absolutely disgusting. What's worse is, like, I didn't actually think it looked this bad. Like, this doesn't look that bad to me. I was expecting it to be much bigger. Like, I was expecting it to take up the entire space of my apartment. So, like, clearly my worm brain is like, no, it's not that bad. Like, it is that bad. It's crazy.
And you know what's crazy about this whole thing is she's probably not the only person out there that has this type of problem, especially with using credit cards to buy a whole bunch of shoes. That is most likely extremely common. Now, what I find fascinating is she has no variation. Everything is black. Everything is black. But to me, man, this is just like, man, I don't understand this whole fetish of people, especially all these sneakerheads. They do all these crazy things to buy sneakers, resell them, and some don't resell them. They buy them to just match their outfits, and every single outfit they have, the sneaker has to match perfectly with it. It's insane. It truly is insane. And like I said, listen, I considered myself a quote unquote sneakerhead, but I never bought more than 10 shoes. Okay, I never bought anything more than 10 sneakers, because you have to use them eventually. I mean, it gets to a point you have all these sneakers, and it happened to me one time. I had a pair of sneakers and I left it within my closet for a long time, and with the heat, the glue started melting on my shoes, and I never even really got to enjoy wearing sneakers. And ever since then, I recognize taking care of sneakers is extremely difficult. So listen, if you buy it, wear it. If you buy basketball sneakers, wear for basketball. Whatever you buy your shoes for, wear it for all types of occasions. Beat them up, wear them down, and then you buy new shoes. But 60, that's insane.
So this is what 60 pairs of shoes look like. And shamefully, I think only like 5 of these pairs are under $300. Okay, let's say under 200. That one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Those are the only pairs that are under $200. Oh, and then my Birkenstocks back there too. Oh, and my Bass loafers right there. But everything else is over $200. Most of them are over $500. This is disgusting to me.
It's not only disgusting to you, it's disgusting to me to have all these pair of shoes and spend $300 to $500 on shoes. It's just shoes. Okay, it's just shoes. Now, spending $200 on some pair of running shoes that I get because they are extremely comfortable, but just running up credit card debt on sneakers is like, listen, if you got the money for it, by all means go ahead. But credit card debt for sneakers, that's not worth it, man. The next video is from Caleb Hammer, and what this person on the show revealed to her mother about credit card usage, wow, it's just ridiculous.
I wanted to confess something to you.
Oh, God.
So you know how you paid off my credit card when I came to visit?
Yes.
Well, after you had paid it off, I had immediately
Used it.
Yeah, I used it on Temu and Shein.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. Okay.
Man, that has to be the worst. Someone's helping you out financially because you're struggling with credit cards, and then you run it back up again on Temu and Shein. I mean, isn't that stuff actually cheap? I never personally bought it. My kids bought Shein, they bought Temu, but I know it's not that expensive because my kids buy it. I don't spend a lot of money on it. how is it that someone's doing you a favor, especially your own mother, and you just running it up? It reminds me of those fads that are out there with people saying how to lose all this weight, right? They do surgery or whatever it takes, but they never learn the discipline about eating properly and going to the gym and doing all the things to keep the weight off. That's why I don't like loan consolidations, because yes, it's easy to get a loan consolidation and pay off your debt and get a lower interest rate. That's great, but you still have access to those credit cards. And if you didn't learn, okay, how to use credit cards, like to manage them correctly, you're gonna fall right back into the same trap again, which majority of people in society, they currently do, especially now with inflation, things being so expensive, things being so hard. You're gonna easily say, you know what, I've been there before and I got myself out of credit card debt by getting a loan. You're pretty much just moving it from one debt to another debt, and you're gonna end up doing it again, and now you're gonna owe money in the consolidation loan, and you can go right back to square one, which is owning money on your credit cards.
I have to ask. Hi.
I'm not surprised.
Hi. I have to ask. My name is Caleb. I'm the host of the show.
Hi.
You don't seem to care too much about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm so used to kind of borrowing money when, so it doesn't surprise me that she did do that, because I know that she does rely on me a lot for, she knows that she could just, like, in fact, today I was just looking at my account and I noticed there's like 6 or 7 like Cash App withdrawals that she'll take $50, $25, whenever she needs it. And it's something that, like, we've talked about, and I'm like, okay, you've got to stop doing this. But, it's not, like, for me, financially speaking, it doesn't, like, it's chunk change to me, I guess. So it like, if it meant I couldn't pay my bills, I'd be a lot more upset. But my focus isn't so much in helping her out. I like helping her out, and I'd rather her, if she needs money from me, get it while I'm alive versus when I'm dead.
Now, it's really unfortunate because the mother really thinks she's doing the right thing. She really does think she's doing the right thing by allowing her daughter to get into trouble and then bailing her out, and then she's justifying it by saying, well, I'm gonna give her this money anyway, and this is for her, so by all means go ahead. But what are you gonna do now when she passes away, gives money down to her child, she inherits it, and she's not gonna know exactly how to handle money? You're not teaching her the value of money at all. You're teaching her that in order to continue to spend and maintain this lifestyle, to go out and borrow it, go out and get it from someone else, and continually just racking up debt. And that's a really, really, really sad situation. And what's even crazier about the whole thing is, why would you even allow your kid access to your account and you continually see them take money out of your account, like she was saying, $50 here, $30 there, like a couple of transactions, and seeing your kid just doing that? Like, you have to sit down and have a conversation with your kid and explain to them, listen, this is not right. What problems are you having? Are you having trouble with doing a budget? Or you just short? Like, what's going on in your life where you constantly borrowing money from me and I'm constantly bailing you out, and it's really not helping you? You're going right back to the same situation.
But
Do you know how much money that she's taken from you over the last 5 years?
I don't. I'd be very interested to figure that out.
Well,
Did you figure that out, right?
It's about $200,000 as far as we know.
Oh my God, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God, child.
Okay, I do have to ask.
And I know that I'm really bad. I know I'm 100% an enabler, and I don't want to be, and I know Heather doesn't want me to be either. But I guess it's just kind of hard, like trying to make those decisions for somebody else and feeling like she has full access to all my stuff and she just takes it. So, it's not even like she asks, like she'll just take it.
$200,000 she has taken from her mom in the past couple of years with just being bailed out with using credit card debt. Can you imagine that? I mean, listen, there's so many people right now struggling, right? As Gen Zers are struggling, trying to get a house. They need help with down payment and all these things. Can you imagine someone having $200,000 it could give you, how much help it would give a kid? And to think about it, the parents saying that's his chunk change. So the $200,000 that she has been given, she didn't do anything with it in her life besides buy things in Shein and Shein. That's it. They probably take money out to go become extravagant and do a bunch of things. $200,000 is not chunk change. That's quite a bit of money. That is extremely a large amount of money to let a kid just gain access to it and just say, you know, I know she has a problem, and then what am I gonna do? And no, cut her off. That's a problem with a lot of people, a lot of these kids in society, is they rely on the parents way too much, and they rely on someone helping them way too much. You need to teach them, listen, you gotta learn how to handle your own business on your own, and you need to cut them out of all access of the accounts. Listen, I've never heard of anyone having a parent that allows them full access to the account. So that's just wow. I can just not fathom that. I really cannot fathom someone running up credit card debt and you constantly bailing them out with $200,000 throughout the year. That's an addiction at this point. Now the next video I'm going to share with you from someone who is an guess who? Dave Ramsey. And I don't necessarily agree with her on this, but let's play the video and let's see what she says.
I recently went viral for having $30,000 in credit card debt, and it even got picked up by Newsweek. There was an article featuring my credit card debt. And throughout the comments, a lot of people have been recommending different, financial gurus. And of course, people have been recommending Dave Ramsey. So here is why I do not subscribe to Dave Ramsey's snowball effect and his approach in general. So for starters, the entire premise of his plan hinges on having extra money to put towards. So you pay off everything. You pay your bills, you pay all your credit cards, you pay all your debts, and then any extra money you have, stop right there. Who the fuck has extra money? So then he's like, aha, yes, if you don't have extra money, get a second job, get a third job, eat rice and beans. That's actually something I joined a Dave Ramsey private Facebook group. People all the time reference rice and beans, rice and beans. I'm sorry. I'm not willing to do anything to get out of debt. I'm not willing to eat rice and beans every day. I'm not willing to have 3 jobs and not spend time with my children. I'm not willing to forego my favorite salad on a Friday when I feel like getting one. My bills and my debt is so tremendous that $20 here, $100 there is not making an impact. The cost of living and low wages is to blame for the financial woes of most Americans.
Okay. Now I gotta say something, and a lot of people might not agree with me on this, but I just gotta say it. I feel like there's some people who are truly struggling currently right now with the economy, inflation, and the wages being the way it is. Some people are definitely struggling, that I get. But I think a lot of people make a lot of financial mistakes and they're justifying the economy being so bad and wages not being so great. And they're trying to put themselves into the same group of people who are working a 9 to 5. They're working tremendous hours and not getting any great pay from it. They're working 2 or 3 jobs. There's a big difference between people who make a lot of mistakes and people who don't, okay? Some people went to college and they get student loans in order to go to college, got a great education, got a great job, but the job is not paying as much as they would like. And they're not able to pay off the student loans. While other people are just running up credit card debt. They're just ignoring it, like she's saying. And they just act like credit card is just not a big thing. Listen, credit card debt has been an issue prior to all this crazy inflation. It's been going on for years, okay? Dave Ramsey has been on the air since probably the 90s, helping people get out of credit card debt. So this is not new, okay? This is not a new thing with people getting into credit card debt. But it drives me insane when I keep on hearing people making the same excuse when you know damn right. If she would at least said, I'm putting a few dollars extra, it's not enough, it's not moving as fast as I want, and it's just because of the wages, everything is hard, I wish I could put more, but I can't. No, she's refusing to put anything extra at all, okay? She's refusing to look at her budget and see how much money she has in the end of the month in order to put some money into those accounts to pay it off. And I know she's saying $5, $10 here, or whatever, I don't want to sacrifice my salads or whatever. You gotta make some type of sacrifice in life, period. Okay, I know she said she's not willing to do that, but this is the problem once you neglect your credit card debt. If you are not handling stuff on your own, eventually you would have to do certain things in your life in order to get that removed, in order to pay off your debt. You're gonna be forced, okay? You're not gonna have a choice at that time. You're gonna be forced to make some deep cuts in order to just even breathe. So the fact of that she's acting like it's not a big deal and she's gonna just leave it alone and I don't care, I'm not gonna eat rice and beans, which is obviously that's not what he really means, but he's saying to cut back to a point to pay it off. Well, a decision is gonna be made for her eventually, whether she gets laid off, because listen, let's be quite honest, most of us do get laid off, Whether it is, the credit card debt just gets way out of hand and she starts getting declined for credit cards. Now her credit is shot. Whether her car breaks down, she's trying to get a new vehicle, trying to get a car loan, and she's not going to be able to get approved because her credit card utilization is just maxed out. You need to handle your credit card bills, and just neglecting it like how she's saying, that's not something that anyone can do.
And being told that we can incrementally make these big differences if we just give up our quality of life for 5-10 years is absurd. I turned my $30,000 in credit card loans into a loan consolidation with an 8% interest rate. We're paying about $1,500 a month to pay that off. And it's painful because every month I'm like, wow, what could we have done with that $1,500? But I am not willing to eat rice and beans. I am not willing to have a night job. My mental health and my quality of life is more important to me than paying off that debt. And that doesn't make me a bad person.
It certainly doesn't make her a bad person, but it makes her a stupid person. Okay? $1,500 a month going towards credit cards. And it's not only because she was doing it to just survive. She's saying salads. You don't need to go out and buy salads. She's living this life that she can't afford. And she's gonna continually live that life that she can't afford because to her, she earns it. She deserves it. That's what she deserves. And that's a big difference, okay? Kids deserve stuff. Kids think, oh, I deserve ice cream, whatever. As an adult, you don't deserve anything. You gotta go out there and you gotta earn it. You gotta make it. You don't deserve nothing, okay? When you're out in the real world as an adult, it's a grind. You're competing with people for jobs. You're competing with people for a home. You're competing for people to get a car. It's a competition. You don't deserve anything. You're only gonna get what you work hard for. And in her case, I don't know, man. She's just gonna live the life that she lives, run up credit card debt, and to her, I mean, it is what it is. But I would love to see her life within a couple of years from now. Okay, especially the older she's getting, because she's most likely not putting money into retirement, none of that stuff. She can continually making these credit card companies rich, but her, not necessarily. Now this next video is even wilder. You really gotta check this one out.
How to buy houses with credit cards. I know it sounds crazy, but I tell the seller that I'm paying with cash, and then I transfer the money from my card into my bank account, usually with balance transfer checks. You can also use a peer-to-peer processor like PayPal or Cash App, something that lets you pay with a credit card. When I first started, the houses I bought were pretty cheap, like less than $30,000, so it was easy. Then now I use credit cards with a hard money loan to buy more expensive properties like 100, 500, those type of properties. And then to pay off the cards, I use a home equity loan. I do a cash out, refinance, pay the cards off, pay the hard money lender off. Then I have those lines of credit available to do again. This is called the BRRRR strategy. Yes, it is debt, but guess what? I make the Section 8 so that my rent comes in guaranteed every first of the month.
You know, it drives me crazy with these people. They really think that just real estate is the number one thing to do. You know, getting credit cards to use as down payment temporarily, and like they act like they're guaranteed to make money off all the investments. That's the reason why I find these videos so misleading and even more dangerous to the fact they're using credit cards in this case. Because homes, yes, they appreciate, but there has been times, 2008, where homes have lost tremendous amount of value. And if you're here playing around using credit cards, taking out home equity line loans in order to pay it back and doing all these things, come on. And let's be quite honest with you. She's saying she uses a credit card and she uses a home line of equity loan to pay it back. It takes some time to gain appreciation on your actual home. So you will be sitting on a credit card debt for a few months and possibly a few years before you have enough money in equity to pay it off. Okay? If you're using what, $10,000, $15,000 in the credit cards to get that appreciation in your house, that she's saying she's paying not that much, like $30,000, most likely it's not going to appreciate that much. So the appreciation in her homes is not going to happen so quick when she can pay off your debt. So she's stuck in that debt for quite some time, and that is a very risky game. People gotta stop playing all these crazy entrepreneur games with credit cards. It's really, really dangerous. And if you're someone out there that's thinking about doing that, just stay away from that, okay? Do it the conventional way, get a loan or save your money or flip houses, whatever it takes. But take your time and be patient. You don't want to be messing around with credit card debt. Now this next video is from Rachel Cruz, and this caller, it was extremely interesting.
He has always handled the money. Before our marriage, I never had credit card debt.
Do you have access, Peter, to your accounts? Like, do you check in on the accounts? I find this so often that one spouse in the marriage takes the weight of the money. They're the ones that pay everything, know everything, do everything. And to a degree, that spouse has so much pressure and responsibility, and it's very isolating. And that's been your wife. Now, I'm not justifying at all her stuff of 100 grand of going into credit card debt and you not knowing all of it. But also, you didn't know because you don't know what's going on. So, Peter,
You're no help.
you need to step up in this. And when you said I'm not the kind of person that fights with money, these are the fights you need to have, because your marriage needs a level of unity and a level of agreement that is so deep that you guys are on such a level of vulnerability and honesty that it may come up. There may be some fights, and that's okay. Conflict is okay. And this is an area of your marriage you need to be fighting about, Peter, and not being irrational and angry and hurtful. You need to step into this. Yes, Peter, you really, I mean, she may feel very alone in it, and she acts out, for whatever reason in this way. But I'm just saying, you need to step in, and I would say that to any caller when it comes to marriage. You guys need to be more of a team, and that's going to be that's the exact reason you want to push into this, because it's going to create a better marriage. It really will. It's going to not be fun at first, because you guys are going to be maybe back and forth with stuff, but that's what creates a level of intimacy, because you're doing it together.
Yeah, Rachel's right on that. There's so many relationships that are built that way. Usually it's the man pays all the bills and the woman doesn't pay anything, which to me, that's the most dangerous thing. I have a daughter and I would tell her, don't do that. Even though I see so many videos out there where people saying 50-50 split in relationships is ridiculous. A real man will handle, no. Okay? No. Take it from a man. We're idiots as well. And we're trying to please our significant other. And having a credit card debt in order to make them happy and hiding stuff, not letting people know exactly how much debt you have, is a very dangerous thing to do. Extremely dangerous thing to do. Because you're putting, number one, all the burden on someone else. And that's not fair. You both should be able to equally carry the burden of knowing exactly what's going on in the finances. That way, you don't have one person saying, no, we can't do this. Another person gets upset, like, why? I worked so hard, I deserve it. But it's like, this is the reason why. But if you don't want to look at the reason why, you're never going to know. And you have to let them know and be honest exactly how much debt you have, what kind of budget you have, and the things that you can do. And it's really unfortunate, because that is the common thing that happens throughout multiple relationships. Is one person handles all the bills, he gets all the credit cards, he gets all those things, and the other person has no idea about what's going on. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys on my next one. Take your time to hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe. Let's get myself to 1,000 subscribers. With your help, I will certainly get there. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.